This Ingo from About Africa and the Rest of the World. Today I'm the BRAFA 2025 in Brussels, the BRAFA Art Fair. Let's see what the galleries for African and Oceanic Art will show us. So, I'm here on the Ammersee, and I start with Dalton Somaré from Italy, and with this awesome Zinofo. It was one of my favorites. It's ex-Helmut and Marianne Zimmer from Zurich. You know, the Zimmers, they had their house full with objects, hundreds, everything was full with objects, and some of them have been absolutely fantastic, absolutely great. So like this Zinofo. And no, Dalton Somaré, they are very classical, I would say. They always have great classic items like a Dan mask and like a Baulet and more Dan mask and so on. And I hope that they are successful. They're on the Parcours du Monde, for example. They're always on the BRAFA. And normally the buyers at the BRAFA are a little conservative. They buy what they know mostly. So this should be the things the buyers at the BRAFA, this is awesome, huh? The buyers in BRAFA really know and should buy. For example, here, chocolate's Congo. Congo was a Belgian colony, so that's, for example, why this one reason why the Belgian collectors do like this stuff, and some more of these things. So Dalton Somaré, he was strong, and it's a lot of objects. You could see a lot of things, and yeah, he's doing nice heddle poly, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And but once again, classic. And let's see what will happen. I was at the BRAFA at the first day, and I don't know whether it was a success. If you need something chromatic, something which is not just only nice, then you need a Telem or a Dogon like this. A Dogon, I guess a Dogon. Once again, this great sculpture. It's and yeah, almost the cameraman is doing little jokes. But it's good objects. Once again, this is the taste normally the Brussels people want to have, but here's it was a big deal, both. Yeah, and of course everybody needs to have a quota. And Dalton Somaré has one. Good tabac, and once again, it's classic. It's classical style. It's a great style, and maybe you have the money for such a taker, then take it. Take it. As well. So that's also it was strong at the end. Once again, the Congo with a Lega mask. Next one is Schoffel, Serge Schoffel. You know, Schoffel, he has a fantastic, an awesome yukon. Strong and old one. You know, Schoffel always has very interesting monothematic exhibitions at the BRAFA. For example, some years ago, he had these Australian boards. You see some in the back, which was a big success in selling, success. And some years ago, once he had, for example, create voodoo objects, and there the Brussels collectors were shocked. They looked at this and said, huh, what's this? Huh? So he's sometimes here, he has great exhibitions. Great means everybody buys it, and sometimes not. So this time he had pipes. And you know, pipes, I think, is a fascinating area to collect. They're mostly not so expensive. They're not cheap, but they're not so expensive. And you see, everything is individual. You have individual faces, individual points. Here's Cameroon, of course. You can see some great Cameroon pipes in the new book by Peter Weiss about Cameroon grassland, which is a must-have if you are interested in the art of Cameroon. Hi, Peter. Peter's a friend of mine, but it's really a must-have. And this is, isn't it awesome? And here's some more of these pipes. The pipes are great, and I really hope that the pipes will sell. It's not only for showing, but for selling as well. And I think it's, yeah, I think he has guts. He has little guts to show pipes and to try to sell pipes. And once again, this is a sculpture. These are sculptures. Look. Some mask, not only this one is amazing. Yeah, here's some from the chocolate. So this wasn't, I think it was a strong exhibition, but with an area which not everybody is interested in, with this pipes. This, of course, not a pipe, this is asthmat. So he has not only pipe, but other things as well. But let's see what will happen, how he will be successful. This is Claes gallery, and I think you have to switch to pause for this first frame. Here's a fantastic ape, because you know the gallery, the booth, the stand was perfect made, perfect elevated. Whereas I would even say strict composition. Wow, look at this. And he combined. This is awesome. Sorry, but this is great, awesome. Ballet. He combined modern art with old, mostly African art. This is one exhibition. This is from, I think, Costa Rica, with the old art. But you did not see thousands of objects. You did not see thousands of paintings. But you see some paintings, some objects. They corresponded in a great way. And it worked because the correspondence was great and the objects were great. So I think there was a lot of thinking, reflecting behind an amazing sinuho, behind this stand. And yeah, DT Claes told me that it was not so easy to make this then. Yes, I think it's a Jaure. So this was a nice stand, a great art. Wow. And I really enjoyed it a lot. You know, the BRAFA this time, the stands, the booths have been more individual than before. Everybody could do his own stand. Here's Gallery Flak, and so you say a lot of good stands, good of both, and he was one of them. Flak, you see Mumui. He had an exhibition of Mumuis. You know, Flak, I really love Mumuis. You know, Nigerian art does not sell so good. It has not sold so good in the last year, but mostly from the south on the Igbos, things like that, Igbos or whatever. And Mumuis, they do sell still very well. And having a Mumuia exhibition is something really great. One point only for me was last year on the TFF, I saw a fantastic Mumuia exhibition by De Grun. And so I said, yeah, but this is amazing. It's an amazing show. It's an amazing show for Brussels. It's great, but it's not for me the wow because of the TFF last year. But these are wow objects. And yeah, but of course, the Flak is the master, the gallery master of diversity, not of diversity, political or whatever, but in having objects from different regions. For example, a lot of Africa, but he has this New Zealand as well in the background, once again, and he has Western Africa, and this is an awesome one. It is a great one, and this was one of the strongest objects for me. The Sepik hook. Wow, like a powerful. I would like to have this one as a gift. Yeah, okay. And oh, look at this. How he looks at the sky, full of dignity in this Congo 15. This is a Buddha mask, which is awesome. Great things, and once again, Mumuias. So Mr. Diversity, and in the Yukon in the middle, has not only Mumuia, but he has other things as well. And this was a little surprise for me once again, because it looks like a Mumuia, and the face, it is a Mumuia, but it's not very Mumuish, I would say. It's straight, a little, well, it's different. Then here there's Himalayan, once again, Mr. Diversity. So the diversity and some more Malagans, and of course he had 2 or 3 Kachina dolls from Northern America. And this is strong, it's not below good. And here North American, an awesome object. Wow, this is wow. And the last was Montagut, and Montagut was really a killer because there's a Ngone mask. He had, I think, 5 Ngone masks from Cameroon. And you know, these are old masks, very, very high quality. These are old. To see 5 is absolutely fantastic. Let's wait for the light. Whoop, there it comes. I didn't know that worked. But the point is, you know, Cameroon is an area like East Africa, which is not so up to date at the moment. And so it's a test, it's an experiment to go to Brussels, where you have more or less more conservative buyers, more conservative collectors, and say, hey, what about Cameroon? And I hope that the book of Peter Weiss can push the market a little more, because the art of Cameroon is awesome, is great. And so Montagut did this test. Focus. Wow, isn't it? Yeah, this is amazing. And you know, he had 5 of them. And maybe he can push. Of course, he has classical things as well, like this Kota. and the ballet. And the Montagut is one of the best dealers. He's very interesting. There's such a sickness mask. I don't know what illness he has, but doesn't look very good. And but you know, once again, Cameron was amazing, and amazing is this song as well. Yeah, this is yeah, and here's a second small exhibition with gold of Akan, and yeah, once again Dakota. So it wasn't, I guess, very interesting BRAFA, not only because of the tribal art things they have been great this year, but you know, to see that they try to be not so conservative like in the old times, that the whole BRAFA tries to get less conservative, more progressive, and it was really fun walking through. I know some years ago when it was a BRAFA, I run through the galleries, those dancers said, oh, it's so boring, so boring. This time it was not, because the lighting was different, the booths were different, you could see some interesting things. So it was a very nice thing, this 17th BRAFA, which took place 2025. See you.